Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Cancer January 2023, which I can't believe, Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So in today's reading, we are illuminating a part of yourself that you're going to be unlocking in the month of January through a challenge or a block that Spirit is asking you to face and overcome so that you can better, in unlocking this aspect of yourself, get closer to those feelings of emotional fulfillment that come when we see our path clearly, we understand our purpose, and we know where we fit in the greater collective experience because we better understand ourselves. That's our spiritual importance. Okay, so I am going ahead here and pulling some preliminary cards. We're taking a look at the energy that you're coming into the month of January with. We're going to take a look at what's going on around you, and then we're looking at what you're unlocking for yourself this month. Okay, so right off the bat, Cancer, we have the King of Swords for your energy, what you're bringing to the month of January, which is actually very clear, concise, focused energy, which I like for you. You know, Cancer, you are a very emotional sign because you are the water sign that is very much connected to the intuition. So you tend to rule. Your superpower is through what you feel, but being able to harness the mind and air energy as well, coupled together with emotions, can be very powerful. Okay, and in your external environment, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. And then what you're unlocking for yourself. Ooh, freedom. Freedom and hope is what's coming through here. Very interesting, Cancer. So you are unlocking some possible options, drawing them towards you, but it's going to take really harnessing this King of Swords energy, which is very clear, concise, fair, and truthful energy. Like King of Swords is somebody who is embodying this energy. This is someone who others would come to for advice because this is an individual who can kind of see all sides and can, without getting too lost in the emotions, set give forth a opinion or an observation or a perspective that, again, is kind of taking all the pieces into account and then kind of spitting out a very honest, truthful opinion. And it's when he wields the sword of his truth, there's an element of very strongly of you really knowing the truth of your current experience now. Now, in your external environment with the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, you have this opportunity to reinvest yourself in something. So the Four of Pentacles is one of holding back. It's where we have just enough in the physical, but we don't want to lose that little bit of stability that we have, that little bit of security. And so we are kind of refusing to let go. It can be kind of a miserly energy. It can be one too where we're just kind of clinging and waiting. So we're holding ourselves back from investing in something we know we need to invest in. And the Seven of Pentacles is a card of really stopping and taking a look at where you've been investing your time, your energy, your money, your resources, anything in the physical, tangible, and you're reevaluating. And with the number 7 coming in, that always means that you have this opportunity to reevaluate through the eyes of Spirit. You get a chance to really say, is what I'm looking at here. So think about this as an individual who's maybe grown this plant from a seed, and now he's looking at the Seven Pentacles, which could be the fruit that this seed and the care of this bush has grown for him. He's now looking at it going, is this really what I wanted? Is the fruit that's coming to bear what I want to continue to invest in? And then you get a chance to kind of stop and see through the eyes of Spirit, is this in my highest interest? Is this in my best, is this in taking me towards my highest potential? Is it getting me to that place of emotional fulfillment? And for many of you, I think the answer is yes, but you're holding yourself back. And this is going to be that month where you get a chance through pulling in an opportunity and through freeing yourself from this kind of emotional disappointment, that you're pulling in an opportunity that's going to show you where it's time to kind of shake free that security you've been clinging to, and it's time to invest more into this, whatever you've been working in. So, and what's great is that with coming in with this very clear-minded energy, you're going to be able to kind of cut through the BS possibly of others and even your own kind of emotional self maybe coming in to kind of cloud everything, that you're able just to say, no, this is what I know needs to happen. Because we have the Eight of Swords, which is a card of feeling very trapped, bound, in a mental space. This can be what I always call our negative mental programming, where we kind of put ourselves in the same labyrinth, knowing that we're always going to end up in the same place. And with the Five of Cups coming in on top of that, this is around a great disappointment, a disappointment perhaps in where something didn't emotionally fulfill you or work out on an emotional level. But the beauty of it with the Three of Wands coming in is now you're looking to the horizon. You have an opportunity to really review where you've kind of kept yourself mentally stuck. You're kind of getting to that place where you can put, by bringing in this very clear-minded, truthful air energy, you can kind of cut through and cut off being in this kind of suspended place of emotional disappointment, or where something didn't work out the way that you were hoping, and you can turn it into looking forward towards the future. The Three of Wands is you in the position to see your ships coming in. And this is due to hard work and effort that you have already taken, and now you're waiting to see what comes in from that. And I do feel that this is a month that is going to be very eye-opening, very, revealing as to, with something coming in now for you, where it's time to kind of break from this clinging to stability, and it's time to grow, to go from the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles and to ultimately the Ten of Pentacles, which is your ultimate legacy. So this is a very, I'm almost hearing the word, which is interesting, dislodging. It's a dislodging month for you, where it's time for you to kind of, I almost feel like it's time for you guys to level up in a massive way, but you're kind of clinging by your fingertips to the edge of the cliff, and it's time to just let go and move into the new. And this is going to show you this month, through an opportunity coming in, is going to show you where it's time to let go. So I'm going to pull some cards down to take a look at the block and the challenges, and then advice from Spirit as to what to embrace to help you get past this. So we have the King of Cups as your main point of challenge, which is interesting because the King of Cups embodies emotional stability, emotional maturity. He's someone that is so in tune with his emotions and taking action from them that he can almost sometimes come across as stoic. Where there's almost this, he may seem to be emotionless, but that's just because he understands that he doesn't need to be ruled by his emotions. He instead honors, respects them, and utilizes them and integrates them into everything that he does, how he rules in his kingdom. So where this can become kind of a point of challenge is when and the Queen of Cups, interesting. Okay, I'm going to get a little more into this with the King and the Queen coming up side by side here. So what I was saying before, with the King of Cups coming in, where this can get to be a little difficult is when we are not allowing ourselves to kind of harness that level of emotional maturity or stoicism, where we're allowing our emotions to kind of run away from us. This can also be, for some of you, very interesting message. There could be a Scorpio in your life that's kind of blocking you on some level, because the King of Cups is scorpionic energy. And for me, and I feel, obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel that for some of you, there was this kind of soulmate partnership coming in your last month's reading. And I feel like this is coming in again because of the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups coming in together. This is a true equal partnership here, a divine masculine and a divine feminine coming together. Now, where this could be a block between you two is that really the King of Cups energy is blocking the Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Cups energy is your energy, Cancer. Oh, interesting. Okay, the Hanged Man coming in. So that's the energy that Spirit's asking you to embrace. But what I was saying here is the Queen of Cups is your energy. And hold on just a moment, guys. Oh, thank you. I was just about to sneeze and didn't want to do that on camera. Okay. So the Queen of Cups is a beautiful mothering energy. It is the true kind of unconditional mothering love archetype. And for many of you, I think maybe, especially with the King of Swords, where the King of Swords is very stoic. I mean, he's someone who sits there and again can, almost kind of be harsh, possibly in his perspective and opinions, because he is coming from such absolute truth or such absolute, he just takes in the facts and kind of spits out. There's none of the, well, he's feeling into it. There's no kind of nuance. And maybe for some of you, you've gotten a little too far away from trusting your emotions, trusting your intuition, which is what the Queen of Cups really does. She is very connected to her intuition. And with the Hanged Man, the energy of the Hanged Man is being able to, it's a forced pause from Spirit to say, it's time for you to take a look at everything in your current life experience, but from another perspective, so that you can see something hidden that Spirit that you can't see currently. If you notice, this individual he's hung himself upside down so that he can truly see things from a new perspective. And this goes back, this harnesses kind of the energy of the story of Odin, who the Norse mythology, he hung himself upside down. He actually also stabbed out one of his eyes so that it was a sacrifice, so that he could truly give a sacrifice of sight, so that he was allowing space through that wounded eye for Spirit to come in and show him a new perspective, so that then when he came down from hanging in that tree, he was able to now, through Spirit connecting directly to him, read the rune stones that he could not have read otherwise. So for many of you, it's almost, especially with the Queen of Cups coming in, possibly holding space for a new perspective, for Spirit to come in and allow you to see through that. Oh, and this is interesting. So this came in upside down, which reversed, which I don't put reversals in my deck. So when they come in like that, I just honor them. But what I was saying is I think you're being asked to see something from a new perspective, because it's going to allow you to see where you need to release and where you need to it's time to now invest in some way. And Spirit's saying it's time, and let me show you through, again, this opportunity that's coming in. So with the Lovers reversed, that's not such a negative sign. That can be where maybe you've been too focused on what you love. Sometimes that can actually be a negative thing, in that we are so trying to honor everything in our life that we are passionate about. And this can be where maybe for some of you, you're almost seeing all the things you love from a new perspective. If you think about this individual hanging upside down, well, he's going to see his relationships, the choices that he's made in where he's chosen to take action towards what he loves, maybe a passion project, a hobby, a business, whatever we choose to do when we choose to follow what we love. That's really what the Lover speaks to. It doesn't always just mean traditional romantic love. It can actually just mean all the things that we love and making the choice to follow or act on that. And I think for many of you, you're seeing everything you love from a new perspective. It's actually a beautiful energy, but you have to be willing and open. This individual here, that in the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups energy, isn't willing and open to see everything they love from a new perspective. They are instead closing themselves off. This individual has his back turned to the two cups that are upright, which are the two cups that's basically help and equal partnership that wants to come in. And this individual is blindfolded and bound and wandering in their own labyrinth. And so there's a little bit of a lack. It's almost like you kind of turned your back on the world when in reality, things are starting to come in for you. And yeah, here we have the Eight of Wands. Things are definitely starting to come in for you. This is fast-moving action, fast-moving communication. This is your final point of challenge. So I think what you're really being asked to do this month is with this kind of clear-minded, almost kind of harsh energy of like, this is the truth of the situation. And this is maybe where I've been blocking myself from really utilizing my emotions in a mature way to allow me to see everything I love from a new perspective. You know, this can be literally looking at your children, your home life, your partner, if you have one, your, what you choose to do for work, what you're choosing to do as a side project, all those things, and seeing it from a new perspective that's going to allow you again to see, I think, maybe where you've been missing, where you need to start really focusing and double down in investing in some aspect of your life, because movement is coming. The energy is fast moving. The opportunity, here it comes. So we're going to go ahead now, and I'm going to pull some clarifier cards. We're going to see, get a little deeper into this message, get a little deeper into what this energy is coming, possibly what this opportunity is bringing. So let's first get some clarity on this King of Cups. Why is Cancer being blocked by this King of Cups? And again, for some of you, this could be a scorpionic energy in your life. This could be somebody in your life, because it is a court card coming in side by side with another court card. So this could be an actual person in your life who is kind of closed off emotionally, who is blocking you from really owning your ability to lead from an emotional state, to lead from what you intuitively feel. But this could also be you. This could literally be you trying to hold yourself in an emotionally mature place and blocking your own connection to the feminine within you. That you're a little too in the masculine and need to move from the masculine into the feminine. Okay, so let's see here. King of Cups. We have Two of Coins. Yeah. Kind of, getting lost in the day-to-day. It's juggling the day-to-day tasks, trying to figure out where you need to prioritize. When we're stuck in this energy, it's very hard for us to know how to prioritize, how to kind of put energy towards something that we really want to continue to grow. Five of Wands. Yeah, a little bit of chaos. This can kind of be like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people trying to take action from their own place of passion. So for many of you, it could be that there's just a little bit of now, for many of you, for some of you, let's put it this way. For some of you, if this does pertain to an individual who is kind of holding the energy of being a little emotionally aloof, this can be causing you a little bit of, again, a disconnect. It might be causing a little bit of a chaos because you're not allowing yourself to really be able to get through to this person that what's going on in the day-to-day needs to be changed, possibly prioritized, and it's leading to a little bit of this all this action happening, but not a lot of forward momentum. Now, if this is you yourself blocking the masculine part of yourself, blocking the feminine part of yourself, meaning masculine is always about pushing forward and feminine is about kind of openness, receptivity, giving the space to allow for something to come in, that opportunity. This could literally be that as you're kind of harnessing this kind of stoic, masculine energy of pushing forward, pushing your emotions down a little bit, that this could mean that you are, again, getting lost in the day-to-day shuffle and it's getting more and more chaotic. Okay, so let's go ahead here. Or just causing a little bit of a disruption. I don't always see the Five of Wands like that, but with the Five of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, I do see that. There's something here that needs to be prioritized to lessen a little bit of the chaos that's going on here. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, okay, Three of Swords. So for some of you, there is some wounding around a mother archetype or mother, the kind of unconditional loving mother energy in your life. The Three of Swords speaks to past pain and hurt. And the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is the energy of it's time to walk away from something that is no longer emotionally fulfilling, or that you can't continue to put your emotional investment into. And I think for many of you, why perhaps you're being blocked by the masculine is because there's a point of pain here that you're kind of wrestling with, getting ready to walk away. But the beauty of it is with the Eight of Cups is that, yeah, you are walking away. It's time to walk away from whatever heartache this is. And that's what's going to allow you to really get back into that beautiful, receptive energy again. That place where you can unconditionally love yourself and unconditionally love others. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the Hanged Man. What is this new perspective? What is this new perspective? What does Cancer need to know about what they need to see? The Emperor. Interesting. Okay. The Emperor. Very powerful energy. This is coming up for almost every sign this month, which is, I love it. Everybody's learning about their own power. And here you have the Three of Wands again. Here's the Three of Wands. Here it is again. So yes, what you're looking to see is you're looking to see possibly where you've given your power away, and where now can you think outside the box, get yourself into a place of authority to be ready for the Three of Wands to come in, to be ready for the opportunity. I think maybe some of you have actually missed an opportunity that's waiting for you right now, and it's time. And I like that. Ooh, sorry guys. Hold on, I had a couple of cards fall on the floor. So here I got them. Oh my goodness. Wow. Two aces. Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands here with the Lovers. Okay, I'm going to go into that in just a second. But what I was saying here, what I love about this card, in this deck specifically, the depiction of the Three of Wands, is that in this Three of Wands in the traditional tarot, the individual is just kind of waiting on the hill, looking out for the ships to come in. Here, the individual is pulling in his opportunities. And I really like that. There's an energy here of making a shift. Sometimes it's not about just also waiting for the opportunity. It's about being clear as to what we want to come in for us and getting into this place of authority to be able to take on that opportunity and kind of own it when it presents itself. Now, the Lovers reversed. We have Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands. Beautiful. There's a sense here of really seeing there's clarity and there's inspiration. And I think for some of you, you've been lacking that a little bit, this clarity and this inspiration, because you haven't seen something about either a relationship in your life. You haven't seen something about, again, a passion project, something that you love. Now that you're seeing it in a new perspective, from this more authoritative perspective and this idea of what you want to bring in for yourself. What is the opportunity you want to present for itself? This is where the ding, ding, ding. This is where all the bells and whistles come in and say, this is what it is. Clarity. Why didn't I see that before? Why did it take me having to have this kind of pause and this forced change in perspective? What didn't I see? And now how is this bringing in and reigniting my passion, my spark, my eternal flame, my inspiration, the Ace of Wands? So there's something here where it's like, especially for some of you who are going through the release of, again, a heartache, something that happened that really wounded you. And you're walking away. I think the realization now is maybe perhaps how much of that clouded your ability to see clearly, how much of that clouded your ability to really feel passion, to have inspiration, to this is like realizing how long you haven't been you, and getting back in touch with that and realizing, oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by so much to love, again, this individual turning his back on the community that's right here behind him because he's too focused on looking at what has not worked for him or her. And this is saying there's so much around you. It's like you just have to see it from a new perspective. And when you can see that from the new perspective, that's when ding, 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 the energy comes in and carries you away. There's a little bit of going with the flow here, preparing yourself again. You're pulling those opportunities in, and one is going to come full speed. It's going to come calling. So we have 9 of Wands. Yeah. There's a little bit of that I'm exhausted. I've come so far. I don't think I can do anymore. But if you notice the 9 of Wands, he's almost at the top. He's almost there. And this 8 of Wands may feel like that. You might get this opportunity to finally level up in some aspect of your life, to finally do something or get the communication to have forward movement. And it just instead makes you feel like, I don't know if I can do this. It's a lot. It's exhausting. I've come so far, but I don't know if I have any more to give, or I don't know if I can make this abrupt shift. And this is saying, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. With the 4 of Pentacles coming in with the 7 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles says you have something to give. You have something to invest. And in something that you've already started. Yeah, and 7 of Wands is saying, stand up for, really hold space. The 7 of Wands is a card where we are in a place of defending our actions, defending our choices to take action. And I think for many of you, there's going to be this opportunity. It's funny that there's the 7 of Wands and then the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. There's this moment of where you're going to have to really defend the action you want to take. Then it's like things are going to just kind of come into being, and you're going to have to get kind of up and over the hump of I'm exhausted. I can't do this again. It's just too much. But luckily for you, you're coming into this very truthful energy. So I think for many of you, you can see the truth. So I'm going to take a cup or a drink here. I think for many of you, you can see the truth of the situation. But it's about getting yourself kind of ready to do it. And if you do, it's going to happen real fast. Faster, I think, than many of you are expecting. You may think it's going to take so much longer, so much hard work, and instead it's going to just kind of as long as you can hold your position, stand in that place of power, defend your inspiration, and realize that once you make that commitment to going with the opportunity, to seizing the opportunity, things are going to move. Okay. So let's go ahead here. And so for some of you, if this is, let's say around romantic, the romantic side to your life, maybe you are looking at maybe a past relationship that didn't work out in a new perspective, and you're realizing, you know what? I want that. I got something out of it. I want it again. Instead of looking at it with this kind of negative lens, I'm going to look at it from a totally different perspective, and I'm going to call in another relationship. But I'm going to do it from a state of being personally empowered now. Maybe the clarity is that I wasn't in a state of me being in a true place of empowerment, and now I'm reconnecting to who I am, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take action from that place, and I'm going to start investing in growing my family through partnership. Or same thing, this could be exactly the same thing around a business or a hobby or a passion project, or just looking at the energy of love in general in your life, and where you haven't been maybe opened to it through the Queen of Cups here because of past pain. And you're finally now getting a chance to leave it behind, to leave the pain behind, to walk away from something that has hurt you. And that's going to open the door to everything. It's going to be a very powerful month. Again, very powerful month, Cancer. All right. Now I'm going to pull 3 cards for the concept of, I'm going to push these up just a little bit, save some more room down here. Okay. For curiosity, courage, and contemplation. So the first card here is going to be where Spirit is asking you to be curious as to where you might be blocking yourself from allowing from basically seeing in a new perspective and allowing yourself to get into a state of readiness for the opportunities that are coming your way. All right, Cancer. Ooh, there we go. Rest and rejuvenation. I like this. Number 19. Harnessing the energy of the intuition through quiet contemplation, through getting back in touch with just you and your direct connection through intuition to spirit. I like too that when we're thinking about how are you possibly blocking yourself? Well, this might be what I was seeing here with the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, with your initial block of the King of Cups, that you're doing too much. You're taking too much on. You're getting too much caught up into the kind of chaos of the day. And this is where it's time to say, it's time to come back to you, to open yourself up, to really take a look at the wounds. It's time to, kind of put to bed and to get back in touch, let kind of the Spirit's energy flow through you and get back in touch with just leading from that receptive place of, I will feel where I need to go. I will feel what I need to do. I will feel where I need to have that clarity and inspiration again. Now I'm going to pull a couple cards here just to see if we can get an additional message. So what does Cancer need to know about rest and rejuvenation? What does Cancer need to know about rest and rejuvenation? Nine of Cups, yeah. For some of you, it may be that you've been overindulging a little bit, and it's time to kind of get back to the center. But this can also be where you're getting back in touch through rest and rejuvenation as to what is that heart's wish that you want to bring in. Getting back into a state of gratitude for all that you have to be emotionally grateful for, and then getting ready to make that big wish for that last piece of the puzzle that's really going to bring in that ultimate level of fulfillment for yourself. Let's see if anything else wants to come in for you. And if nothing comes out, then we'll leave it at that. I think that's it. I think it's just really getting into a place of, through rest and rejuvenation, you're going to have that clarity. So this is being curious as to where maybe you're not allowing yourself to have that rest, that downtime, that quiet time, to allow again Spirit, to make space for Spirit to come in and show you what you need to see so that you can be prepared to really, again, come into that place of gratitude for everything you have. There's also coming to a place of gratitude for everything you've been through. Sometimes we can miss that. We miss that beautiful place to say, yeah, it was hard. There was something that really was wounding or hurtful to me that happened. But when I look back now and I kind of, count the steps forward and I see where I am today versus where I was then, you realize all the blessings that happened in between, all the people you met, the life changes that happened. And now as you look back, you realize, if I hadn't gone through that, or I hadn't been in that state of wounding, or gone through that pain, or gone through that hurt, I would not have the abundance I have today. And that's where we can get into this beautiful place of gratitude that then naturally calls in more, calls in the 10th cup to finalize the cycle of kind of completing our big heart's wish for our life experience. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card now for the concept of courage. And this is where Spirit would like you to have the courage to surrender this month so that you can, again, really help yourself open up to this opportunity and open up to the new perspective that Spirit wants to share with you. And this perspective, again, is really going to bring in lots of clarity and lots of inspiration. This can even be possibly where you see on some level, with the change in perspective, where you haven't been honoring what you love, who you love, because you've been closing yourself off from your emotions and from taking place. And you've been closing yourself off because of the wounding. You don't want to feel something. And instead, because you don't want to feel something, you haven't been giving of your love unconditionally to another or to others or to something that you love. Yeah, this is all about love. It's all about your relationship to love and really letting go of the scars of the past, walking away from that, because there's a lot coming in for you, Cancer. All right. And what's beautiful to know, what's coming in when we're looking at illumination. This is what this whole reading is looking at. We're illuminating something in this month that is going to unlock something specific about you to bring you closer to your highest potential. And that is this opportunity. So that's why Spirit's readying you to get to this place, to give you a new perspective, to get you into this place of personal empowerment, so that when this thing does come in, this opportunity that you're pulling towards yourself comes in, you're ready for it, because it's going to, again, elevate you. Now we have surrender to setting limits. I like this. It says, it is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. I like this because it really speaks to the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Yes, you do need to set limits, Cancer. It's time for you, if you have to put up those boundaries where you have to have the time, the rest and rejuvenation. If this is putting up boundaries with certain things in your life that you realize with this clarity and this Ace of Wands are hindering you from fully expressing yourself or getting to that place of inspiration and personal empowerment, it's time to set those limits, especially when you're being asked to really call in rest and rejuvenation. So where can you set limits? Do you need to set limits on how much you work? This could be a workaholic energy right here. How much, do you need to do to kind of pull that back and give yourself that space for something new to come in? Or how much do we need to put up boundaries maybe in our own personal lives around something so we can maybe make space for more of what we love? This could be where instead of putting up boundaries against what you love, it's instead kind of taking those boundaries and putting them to the outside world to protect the time with what you love. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of us, especially, who have families and stuff, we instantly say surrender setting limits, and we're like, oh, well, we got to, tell our partner we need more time alone, or we need to get more babysitting time, or, something along those lines. Or same thing with, if we're in any type of relationship setting with like friends or, even just outside family, that it can be something like, well, we have to put up, limits from against them. And it could be more about, well, what if that's actually what you love? And it's time to look at this in a new perspective. And it's time to start setting limits on other things that prevent you from being with what you love, with who you love. Yeah, Page of Wands. I love this. Getting back to that beautiful childlike curiosity around working with your passion, around working with your inspiration, with your eternal flame, and getting ready just to go out there and have fun playing with it. So setting limits so that you have the ability to get to that kind of youthful, optimistic, happy place of play. There's a big sense of play coming in, but also working with your passions. Ooh, and I like this. We have Five of Swords and King of Wands. Yeah, some of you are fighting, really stepping up into a place of power. King of Wands is Leo energy. For some of you, you could actually be maybe kind of fighting a little bit or resisting a little bit a Leo in your life. But for many of you, this is going to simply be the energy of stepping up into kind of an individual who leads from a place of passion. Now, with the Page of Wands coming out first, I get the feeling that many of you really need to kind of move from the King of Wands to the Page. Well, actually, that's not what I'm feeling. So let me just see this intuitively. Hold on just a second. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm seeing this is a very different message. Okay. So the Five of Swords is a card where we're looking to win at all costs. We're willing to kind of fight, argue, state our opinion, and we don't care if we lose friends and family in the process. It's also just, again, trying to kind of uphold a certain perspective no matter what. And I think for some of you, you have been kind of pushing aside your ability to step up into the King of Wands energy. And the King of Wands energy is a very powerful one. This can be kind of like CEO type energy. This is the energy of someone who leads through example, through following passion, through following his passion, honoring what he's passionate about and taking action from that place. And for many of you, I think you've been stuck kind of in this curious, I'm going to dabble a little bit in this, I'm going to do a little bit of that, I'm going to do a little bit of this. And you've been putting off saying, you're now an expert in something. And whatever this inspiration is coming through, you're realizing, actually, I've been playing with that for some time. It's time now for me to take that kind of out of the chaos and level it up. It's time for me to start really taking action. And I think for many of you, setting limits around whatever is preventing you from doing what you love, from participating in what you love, whether this is taking time out to be with a romantic partner, taking out time to be with your family, taking time out to follow a, side hustle or project that you love, whatever it is that you love. It's time now to stop fighting, kind of being in this novice energy, and it's time now to step up into ownership. It's time for you to kind of take the reins and realize, okay, I've got to protect this aspect of myself so that I know where to invest as I move forward. And I know that it is all going to be in what I feel passionately about. Okay. So I'm going to pull a final card here before we pull the final card. So this is going to be where Spirit is asking you to remain reflective and contemplative throughout the month, to really continue each day to ground the message of this reading into your everyday experience. So what does Cancer need to know about where they need to stay reflective? What does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? Very quiet. What does Cancer need to know about where they need to stay reflective? Yeah, I'm really hearing, which is interesting, I guess maybe because there needs to be one more message come through with this King of Wands in this surrender to setting healthy limits, that there's something here around, even if you don't feel like you're at that CEO level, or you don't feel like you're kind of at that boss level, someone who's, at that kind of ranking, it's saying it's time for you to start acting as if. Start prioritizing your time around whatever this inspiration is, whatever these passions are, because it's almost like you have to treat it like it's a business, whatever this is. Treat your family like it's your business. Treat your side hustle or your passion project like it is going to be this bigger business. And that's what's going to allow you to see where to invest. Okay, so you got 3 cards, of course, that came out here for contemplation. So we have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. We have transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And then we have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So yeah, there's a big feeling here of really stepping into your power, that things are changing on a deep level. If you can allow yourself to get past the past pain and hurt, free yourself from that. It's time to just walk away and get back in touch with what you love. And be ready to come out the eight of wands can speak to quick communication as well. So for some of you, there may be this need to communicate where you want to take action and why you want to take action and why it's the right time to do that now. I'm going to pull just a few more clarifiers here to see if anything else wants to come out for these three cards kind of as a collective message. So let's see. But I do like that it says your vibration is rising. And again, we have the opportunity always to raise our vibration. We can do that in many different ways, but two areas that we can do so very easily is getting to a place of gratitude, of really looking at what we have to be grateful for. And just by simply sitting in that place of gratitude, we get the chance to vibrationally raise our frequency. That's why it brings in more when we get to that place of suspended gratitude for what we have. There's also, you can raise your vibrations through entering in openly and receptively into the energy of love, of opening your heart space instead of staying in that wounding, in that holding your heart, closed. So we have Queen of Swords and Ten of Swords. I love this energy. This is reviewing your personal story, seeing how far you've come and how you want to share that with others. Ten of Swords is the release of that time when you were brought to your lowest point. The Ten of Swords is when we have been brought to the lowest point, but the beauty of it is it closes out a cycle and it says there's only up to go from here. And I love this depiction in this deck because it shows, instead of the individual with the 10 swords in their back, it shows the release. You went through that. It's over. And now there's only forward and up to go from this point and out of the cave. You don't need to hide anymore because of what you've gone through. And the Queen of Swords is someone who's going to boldly share that story with others. She's going to be reflective. She knows what she's gone through, what she's capable of, and the lessons she's learned about herself. Because of that knowledge, she openly shares from an optimistic place about what she's gone through and how she's let that go. And she also invites others to come and share their story as well. So this is a beautiful energy, a beautiful month. This can be a very cathartic month for many of you, where you're almost like realizing through, you're looking at the pain you've gone through, looking at how far you've come, how much you have to be grateful for. And suddenly it's almost like the opportunity that you were kind of in a suspended state of thinking you were trapped from or couldn't make happen is just going to come in out of the blue. But it is going to take you really being ready to give a little, sacrifice a little to get a lot in return. Okay, so let's go ahead here. I'm going to pull a final card for the overarching spiritual lesson you're learning this month. I'll read the full description from the book that comes with this oracle deck so that you get a final message that doesn't just come from me directly. All right, what does Cancer need to know? Oh, I think one turned over here. I guess not. Okay. All right, what does... Oh, there we go. Oh, you got two. So we have 42, fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. And interesting. So you have 42 and 24. Beautiful. So this is really in numerology, you would break these two numbers down both to the number 6. And the number 6 is harnessing the energy of love. It's also harnessing the energy of family, creativity, and also working with others towards a common spiritual goal. I love this. And then we have number 24, initiation by air. So I'm going to read both of these. So 42. Fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. It says the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge has come to you as a spiritual gift. You are being given the ability to find information you need, understand systems that impact your life, and find clarity in any issue that has seemed unclear or overwhelming. Yeah, that's the the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords, clarity. It says, you shall sort the truth from the lies and learn what you need to know. The Archangel Raphael now assists you in integrating the blessings of the fifth ray. You are distilling a new truth. It might be the truth of discernment, where you realize the appearance of a person, group, or cause is misleadingly different to the inner reality. Discernment is incredibly important on the spiritual path, all the more so as you open up to work with energies, with teachers and teachings, and to sort out all issues in your life according to your spiritual principles. Discernment is not judgment, but it does allow you to make informed decisions based on frequency. When you choose to associate with people who are on a higher frequency, everyone benefits. If you choose to associate with people on a lower frequency than your own, you may feel your life moving more slowly, becoming harder than it needs to be. Discernment helps you navigate through illusions and find the real gems. It helps you step back from those who say they want to support you, but who actually just want to take and not give in return. The fifth ray helps you choose wisely and sever unhealthy connections. This ray also comes to you when there is more to something than meets the eye. You'll be given the power to discover and understand the truth. Wait until the truth clicks inside you. Until then, keep looking deeper until you unravel the mystery. The fifth ray will help you do so successfully. The challenge with the fifth ray is to remain open-minded as you find your clarity. Be willing to find more information if you need it. The right answers will come. Be willing to change your viewpoint in order to perceive the truth of the matter. And that is the crux of this whole reading, changing your viewpoint, seeing from a new perspective, and that new perspective is spirit. It says, if a system is working for you, that's great. If it needs to be changed, don't be afraid to go into the chaos of creativity and try different ways until you discover what will work better for you now. And I like that. There's a little bit of that, again, finding a better way to harness your day to day. Go into that chaos and make it right. Get a little organized. It says the fifth ray has a special connection to the worlds of science. Therefore, you are encouraged to be an observer in your life, to experiment with what does and does not work for you. You are invited to pursue any form of science that is of interest to you, whether this be learning nutritional science or quantum physics, the chemical composition and healing effects of essential oils, or researching meditation and healing. If these are not of interest to you, it could be simply the application of scientific mindset in your life. In that case, become methodical in areas that can benefit from systems, habits, and structures that replicate desired results. Apply this approach to your exercise regime, your meditation practice, and any other aspects of your lifestyle that maximizes your potential and supports your best possible life path. Okay. And I like too that this card, if you look at the image on it, it's showing someone whose vibration is rising. And unfortunately, when we tend to rise in our vibration and we tend to shine like this, others around us who are not rising in the same frequency or level of vibration can appear this way to us. They can appear like they might be envious of us, or that they can't share in our excitement or love. And unfortunately, we can't force those people to become or rise to the level that we're at, but we can go ahead and continue to shine as brightly as we can. We can be that beacon for when they choose to rise to that level. But we can't hold ourselves back from rising. So we have initiation by air. I'm not going to read this one, number 24. Okay, it says, you have a strong and powerful mind. So again, both of these cards are relating back to the King of Swords, the mind, all what's going on, clarity of thought. It says the mind can be a great asset. It can bring comfort, peace, and strength as you take your spiritual journey. It can also be a dark and destructive force undermining your power, making you doubt your own heart and keeping you trapped in fear. The mind developed without a loving spiritual practice can be a frightening weapon rather than a liberating sword. How will you choose to use your mind power? And I like that because there is this kind of feeling, as I was stating, that's almost like you've disconnected a little bit from your emotional state, and it's time to realize you can bring both into alignment. So don't let your mind keep you trapped. Instead, embrace your kind of open up your heart chakra and really lean into your emotional state. It says your mind can become more spacious and luminous if you practice emptying it on a regular basis. The radiant mind can be a mighty warrior against fear and despair, encouraging you with thoughts of optimism. When not given a chance to empty, however, the mind becomes overwhelmed with unprocessed information. Much of it will be fear-based programming perpetuated by mass media, which is invested in controlling others and manipulating them by fear. This initiation, which liberates and opens the mind, empowers advanced souls to free themselves from manipulation and control. The hallmark of a dysfunctional society is that the mind is expected to dominate the inclinations of the heart rather than serve it. The mind can be trained to be a great manager, creator, and defender of what has genuine value to the heart. But the power to feel what has meaning for us, what moves us enough to rise above our fears and risk growth, comes from the heart, not the mind. And that's the key to knowing the growth here. It says the hallmark of a dysfunctional, hold on, sorry guys, where am I here? Okay, when the mind is given the task to feel and the heart is told to not feel, paralysis, confusion, and discomfort are experienced. As you enter into this initiation, you will feel the need to step back from what you have been taught and learn to question what you once held to be true. As you disengage from habitual mental patterns, you will begin to observe your thoughts rather than be swept up in them. Soon you will begin to experience yourself as the peaceful, steady light of love that you are in truth. Will the mind go through its motions? Yes. However, there is no need to be afraid of this. One step at a time, your spirit shall guide your mind back towards peace. You will change the way you relate to your own mind, becoming more empowered. As you soften the strident action of the mind, you will see that you can use your mental gifts wisely rather than allowing them to cause you pain. Those who have strong mental energies can accomplish much in terms of communication, invention, and creativity, but they also often suffer from destructive self-talk and mental obsessions. They may even be addicted to thinking, which can wear them out and create cravings for sugar that can lead to depression and illness. Instead, it is much better to regularly take time out from the mind and be in the moment, feeling energized, playful, and at peace. Your mind is a powerful creature. Tame it with persistence, compassion, kindness, and strength. Give yourself rest and an opportunity to switch off and empty your mind as regularly as you can. There is no need to judge or despair. This is an advanced initiation and one that is brought to you only when you are ready. Consider it a sign of your spiritual progress. The world will benefit from you as you learn to handle your mental energies more constructively. This oracle is indeed an omen of greater peace and happiness in your imminent future. Love it. Okay, I'm going to leave you all there. This is a month to lead from your heart, to walk away from whatever has wounded you in the past. Open yourself up to setting limits around what you love and who you love, and be prepared for the opportunity to come in that's going to get you to see where you need to invest a little more, to be able to make peace with the past and grow exponentially, to move with the energy, move with the flow. Love this. It's a beautiful, liberating month for you, Cancer, and I hope you all take full advantage of it. If you'd like to book your own personal reading to see what is coming up for you this month or in the year ahead in 2023, you can visit my website in the link below to see the services I offer and to book a reading. Otherwise, I will see you all in February's Illumination reading by Cancer. Much love on your continued journey. Bye.